So this is a video on how to really do a Subaru wheel bearing the right way and not waste a bunch of time hitting on it and nothing happening. So the best way to really go about this is you're going to get a torch from the store. Okay, and I had a wheel bearing puller. Usually I do this to separate, it'll either pull it out or it won't. And what that does is that separates the bearing from this, and then that allowed me, with this being around the axle, I took a torch and I heated up the inside of there. I'm talking for like 10 minutes. Like, this thing is still hot to the touch. And what that does is that flame heats up the inside of that bearing, because you want to heat up here. That heat will shrink this bearing, because I'm telling you, if you just try to go hit on it and get it out, it is just not going to happen. Furthermore, you take bolts, and when you go to loosen all the bolts up, you don't leave them about a quarter way through, okay? And when I did, I had all 4 bolts off. I heated the shit out of this wheel bearing. Like, even all this is hot. Like, you need to heat it good, not just a little bit. And then I took, where is the socket? A socket on the end of an extension. You need to use an extension you're willing to throw away. And I put on that bolt, and I took a mallet, and I beat the shit out of all 4 bolts. And what you want to do, you want to come to one, then you want to come to the bottom other side, then top here and here. You don't want the bearing to get on a bind, because then it's really not going to come out. So you want to hit it here, hit it there, hit it to the top, hit it to the side, then come around the front and beat it backwards. And what that's doing, you're beating it forward and backward, that's breaking. You see that ring around there? It seizes to the metal. You want to break that. So I know it's going to seem like it takes forever. I had to beat on this for about an hour to get it to come off. And so this is method number 1. Usually newer ones, like 2016 and up, usually one of these will just pull the bearing off. Most of the time with older Subarus, that is not the case. The second method, which is the one I usually use, is leaving all the bolts in all 4 holes and beating them off. However, there was one time that it would not come out. And what you have to do, you have to take the tie rod, you have to take all this off and take this whole assembly out. And what I did was I took that whole assembly out and I put it on my shop press and I pressed it out. That is the final method. That is a for sure way to get the bearing out, but I wouldn't jump to that, because taking all this apart with all these rusty and crusty bolts is not the best way to do it. Also, a quick tip: don't take your parking brake apart. A lot of people take it apart and then do the wheel bearing. Leave it alone. It's in there. Just take the bolts out. Do not take any of this apart, because these things are a complete pain in the fucking ass to put back together. And all I gotta do is just put that back on there, put the wheel bearing on, and I'm done. And I don't have to mess with this, because when you mess with these, they rub on the rotors, and it is just not very fun. So don't touch that. Hopefully this will help someone out. Just make sure you clean all this up. Put a little bit of anti-seize or something back in there. And remember, heat is your best friend. Without heat, I probably wouldn't even got this out without it being hot to the touch. So hopefully this will help somebody.